this for all the naysayers and haters who made me one of the greatest. I know it kills you inside, that's why I do this for you. I do this for my father, who I've only seen from time to time in my dreams. I do this for you. I do this for my mother, who's finally clean, no longer a thing. I do this for you. I do this for my sister, my wife and my kids, cause they part of the team. I do this for all the naysayers and haters who made me one of the greatest. I know it kills you inside, that's why I do this for you.
I do this for the kids who sit a bit outside the mix, who maybe cope through humor just to fit in for a bit, who never let the world know when depression's setting in. To all of those who know you, that impression don't exist, and it ain't counterfeit, it's just a way to counter it. I'm living things I dreamed about, I still encounter it. It ain't something that a cigarette or alcohol can fix, but all because of it, I flipped it quick, went on to write some hits. This a success, off another breath. This the first step in searching to be nothing less than be the best in what you do to prove their strength in being you. Learn so much in chasing dreams that I never would in school. Depends on where your passion lie, just no passion never lie. Life presents distractions, but your actions have to fortify the things that you believe in. Have to scream it like a battle cry and leave the ones who didn't looking stupid while they're asking why. Couldn't lie, I really do this for the ones I love. Those who treat the music as a vice and lyrics like a drug. Those who need advice on how to lift their spirit high enough to break out of the box they make of lives they know aren't good enough. Just because it's how it is don't mean it's how it has to be. This is what the uninspired testifiers fail to see. Jealousy results from being that which others fail to be, and if it means you're not with me, that honestly sounds fair to me.
I do this for my father, who I've only seen from time to time in my dreams. I do this for you. I do this for my mother, who's finally clean, no longer a thing. I do this for you. I do this for my sister, my wife and my kids, cause they part of the team. I do this for all the naysayers and haters who made me one of the greatest. I know it kills you inside, that's why I do this for you.
Do this for my mother, she'll be working for the summer. Do this for my father, cause these days I often wonder what my life would have been like if I was not adopted. To grow up in a home where I was treated like a problem. I don't know, it's just a guess. Your guess probably good as mine. Lucky that I grew up in a home that wanted me to shine. Lucky that I grew up around some mountains we were taught to climb. Without that inspiration, I don't think that this would be my life. Do this for my friends who've scattered all across the country now. I'm out in Sweden walking back through life so I can write it down. Make a living off the sound, so crazy to say out loud. I'm the biggest thing since Travis Rice to come up out the town. Sorry, gotta stunt a little. Used to have my dreams belittled, but it's all a part of it. I know people's minds are fickle, lines between reality and dreams I blur like faded nights. Come up been so good for me, I wish that I could make it twice.
I do this for my father, who I've only seen from time to time in my dreams. I do this for you. I do this for my mother, who's finally clean, no longer a thing. I do this for you. I do this for my sister, my wife and my kids, cause they part of the team. I do this for all the naysayers and haters who made me one of the greatest. I know it kills you inside, that's why I do it.
All right, y'all. Good evening. Good evening. Good to see everybody here. Thanks for being here. Hey, if you're still on TikTok, you know the deal. You got to move over. We only talk to people on YouTube. Shout out to those of you who get here early, waiting in line, doing your thing. Let's talk about it. We're going to get to the chat. We're going to do all those great things. You guys already know the deal, though. You guys drive the conversation here. Whatever questions you put in chat, that's what I'll answer, and that's how the show goes. So if you got no questions, then we won't be here long. If you got questions, we'll be here. Now, I'm going to talk to everybody because I like talking to everybody. Apologize. I need to shut this down real quick. I'm only one man. But I want to talk to you guys about something. It's pretty important, near and dear to my heart. Okay? I have a dog, and her name's Ash. And Ash is the only person I kick it with all day long. Okay? So sometimes when you guys piss me off, I got to make videos and reply to you. And today I didn't get to post too many videos because Ash kept barking. She kept getting upset. And if I make a video and she's barking in the background, I try not to post it. So just know that there are a lot of you I want to get back to. There are a lot of people I want to reply to and respond to and put in their place. And it's unfortunate I can't always do it. But it's because Ash is doing her part to hinder my productivity. So shout out to my beautiful Ash. If you guys see her from time to time, she'll jump in the screen here. Should get some love from me, but it is what it is. So I have been online all day today. Been doing my research, been doing my thing. Unfortunately, I only posted maybe 4 or 5 videos today. It is, if you guys get to TikTok and watch the videos, thank you for the support. Thank you for the help. Every view counts, guys. This is what I do for a living, so it is what it is. All right, enough of that. She's chewing right now on a bone. Hey, I don't know if you guys can see this. I'm actually scrolling out. Let me try to zoom in a little bit. I'll scroll. I'll control roll on the scroll. But these are the NBA Finals. And these are the ratings of the NBA Finals. If you guys can't see them, I apologize. You should be able to, though. And if you look here, you're going to see a rating number. Rating doesn't matter, or share. But what we want to talk about is the number of viewers of the NBA Finals. Now, I'm on record for saying I thought no one was going to watch the NBA Finals. It turns out there are 13 million no ones, okay? Still, no one watched it, but whoever they are, they're all right here. We're looking at 11 million people per game. Guys, this is trash. This is absolute garbage. Don't let them fool you. People are going to try to tell you, oh, they're streaming the games. They're streaming them. Yeah, where, bro? Where? Illegal streaming? You think 5 million people are doing streams? That's what you guys think? Yes, this is streaming. If you have YouTube and you stream, that counts as part of this rating here. So anybody legitimately streaming, which everybody's doing, okay, let's do it. It's right there. That's what you see, the numbers. But there's nobody using some other app and some other device to watch the games. It's just not happening. It's televised on network TV. Hell, it's on ABC, guys. And before you start telling me the ratings are down because of streaming, why doesn't that impact the NFL? Why is it that the NFL ratings aren't down because of streaming? I know why shit's down, bro. Not only are these two teams boring as hell, but I got to deal with all the propaganda before the game. Now, I didn't catch a single one of these games. If you didn't know, we just went live every night there was a game. We didn't care. I just want to know what people are doing. Now, have I ever illegally streamed on anything? No. I pay for things. I work for the NSA. I'm a cyber guy. We take polygraphs. I don't do illegal things. But I can tell you this. These numbers don't lie, guys. 6.0 across the board on the rating here. That's lower than last year. And you know what they try to say? They go, oh, it was just a tick lower. That's what they said in one of these stories I read. A tick lower. Bruh, that shit says 13.08 million. And this one's 13.99 million. That's a million lower. That's a million people doing something else. That's a million people not giving a shit. Just keeping it real. A million. A million less. We do that about 10 more times, you're going to have more people watching softball. Just letting you know. So NBA Finals, atrocious. Shout out to whoever won it. It's Denver who won it, and I can name about 3 Denver players. Now let's get to the real story, and then I'll get to the chat. The real story here is Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs. Now these two guys, whether they want you to know it or not, I don't think Stephon Diggs likes them. I don't think he likes the Bills. I don't think he likes what's going on. Let me try to explain this in a way that people can relate. Maybe you can relate. So I was getting ready to get out of the Army back in January, and I decided to get a job to be a martial arts instructor. I'm teaching MMA at a gym. And I go to this gym, and I'm an MMA instructor, and they want me to teach Krav Maga and traditional karate and kickboxing and jiu-jitsu and all this stuff. And I'm like, yo, bro, I'll teach them how to be better fighters. Just let me do my job. You do your job, I'll do mine. Now, who am I talking to? I'm talking to the lead instructor who didn't want to teach at that school. Now, the place I taught at, you know how many students we had? I'm not exaggerating. We had 350 students at this place. Now, it's about 40 minutes from where I live. 350 students, and we would teach them in classes of an hour and just rotate people in all night long. I'm on the mat. I'm working the heavy bag. I'm demonstrating and teaching martial arts 7 hours a day. It was exhausting. And they wanted me to do this 6 days a week. And I was doing it out of the goodness of my heart because I loved the job. And they were paying me peanuts. But I didn't care. Guys, I'm in the Army. I'm a senior ranking member in the Army. I get paid my full paycheck. This is just additional money on top. So I was like, yo, any money's good money, especially if it's your hobby and something you love, right? I'm here certifying black belts, and it's like, I could do this all day. This don't bother me. I'm a lifetime martial artist, right? I've been doing mixed martial arts my entire life. My entire adult life, I should say. So for the last 20-something years. I was a wrestler in my youth. So I love the job, and it's paying me. But there were 5 different dojos or fight houses in a 40-mile radius. And each of us ass kickers is teaching at one of these places. And then there's one guy in charge of all of us. He was the master instructor. And mind you, I'm a master martial artist. Once you get to black belt, after about 3 degrees, you're a master in certain practitioners. So I said, hey, man, what's the deal? He goes, oh, don't worry about it, Rico. You just teach here, do your classes, do your thing, and you got this. And I'm like, all right, man, thanks. And he stayed out of my hair. But after a while, I started getting upset because every time I went to the fight house, he was behind closed doors with another person planning schedules, planning curriculum, planning, the way we're going to do things. And then he'd come out of the office, he'd open the door, and he'd look at me and he'd go, hey, what's up, man? Like, we're cool, but we're not cool because you have the door shut and you're making plans without me, and I'm on the receiving end of those plans. Now, mind you guys, I've been a first sergeant for 3 years. I've been a master sergeant for 5 years. You don't do that shit to me. I'm a senior leader. I'm not used to it. And I looked at the guy and I said, hey, man, you're treating me like a worker bee. You just keep telling me to go to work, but I don't make any decisions for the fight house that I run. Like, I run this whole building. I'm in charge of everybody here. Why don't I have a say as to how shit goes down? And he says, oh, Rico, come on, man. We value you. I just need you to do this task, do this job, and we'll ask for input later. But right now, we're just in execute mode, is what he said. All right. Well, I only worked there for 2 months. But the reason I'm telling you guys this story is I look at that incident and I say, Stephon Diggs shows up to the team. He's just a receiver. Yeah, he's an all-pro. Yeah, he's a Pro Bowler. Yeah, he's one of the best in the damn league. But I guarantee you, he's not a part of the game plan. He's not a part of those discussions with the offensive coordinator and the head coach and the quarterback's coach. He's just a receiver in the receiver room, and he's getting a little pissed about not being utilized properly or not having a say as to how the offense is going to run. Or he's coming in, and they're opening doors, and there they all are. 3 dudes walk out, and it ain't got shit to do with him. He's just on the receiving end. And that's why you read stories about Josh Allen over here saying, well, I could do better in communicating with him. It's on me. I could do better. Right? There's things I can do to incorporate him a little better. There it is. I can do to support Diggs and incorporating him a little better around here with what we're doing and getting him the ball and getting him more involved in the game plan. Yeah, bro. Stephon Diggs is a superstar, and he feels like he's just a minion being told shut up and dribble. Go run some routes, bro. We'll throw you the rock when we get a chance. Don't worry about it. But you know what? Josh Allen being empowered by this team, I think, is the wrong answer. And I know, he's the quarterback, and a lot of you guys are going to be like, he's great. I'm on record. You can go back on my channel. You can go on this channel right here. Go way back. Go back 6-7 months. I'm talking about before the playoffs ended. And I made a video and I told everybody Josh Allen is not him. I do not believe in substandard quarterbacks in college with pro traits and abilities. Shout out to Anthony Richardson or whoever else. I don't think they magically become good NFL quarterbacks. That's not it. You need to have production and be dominant on every field you ever stepped on for me to believe in you. Let me make that very clear. If you're a quarterback, I don't want to hear about you being terrible in high school and then you became great. Nope. I want guys who were dominant in high school, in college, and the NFL. None of this, oh, well, he just needs the right coach. You know what happened? Look at this. Look at this. You can see the stat line here, guys. You guys can see it clear as day, right? I'm making sure everybody can see it. I'm going to scroll in. You guys can see it. I'm making sure it can be read. 10 touchdowns, 12 interceptions his first year. 20 touchdowns, 9 interceptions his second year. Right? It's growing pains. He's learning. And then, boom, he takes off 37-10. And everybody talks about this 37-10, and we never look back. I'm telling you, he's had 1 year under double-digit interceptions. I'm telling you, this 37-10, back in 2020, is because he had a quarterbacks coach named Ken Dorsey, because Dabo showed up, and an all-pro wide receiver showed up. Stephon Diggs. You're only as good as your receivers, bruh. So the fact that they empower this quarterback to go do great things for the next who knows what, I'm telling you, Diggs shows up and says, why are you having meetings without me? And he leaves the facility. So, yeah, there's trouble in paradise. There's trouble in paradise. The writing's on the wall. Von Miller laughs, says, hey, that's my guy. But, yeah, all these guys need to know. Wide receivers got personalities, bro. Wide receivers they want the ball. They got egos. I used to play wide receiver. I was so mad when I'd run a route, be wide open, and my brother didn't throw it to me. My brother was our quarterback, by the way. My twin brother was our quarterback, and he didn't throw me the rock. I promise you, he never threw me the rock. That man was the worst. I'm like, yo, I'm open. I got tired. I just said, hey, coach, I was playing both ways. I said, nah, dude, I'm just going to play D. I'm just going to play corner. I'm tired of running around. Rico, we really need. No, you don't. And then when I transferred to my new school, and they were like, hey, what do you play? I went to a different high school my last 2 years. He said, what do you play? And I said, I play free safety and corner, man. Whatever we need. Oh, you don't play receiver? Nah, man, I don't play receiver. Tired of running routes and dudes not throwing me the rock. True story. So I think Diggs just wants a part in the game plan. I think he wants them to have open door meetings with him and stop anointing the quarterback who doesn't throw him the rock properly. That's what I think in that whole situation. All right, let me get to the chat. Let me get you guys' questions. We'll get to the next story. Shout out to you guys for being patient with me. We'll make it happen. All right. Seth H says, we here first. Seth H beat Willie Bobo. I don't know where Willie Bobo is. This dude said he would be here. He's not here. Shout out to him. Shout out to Steve. Steve with the wrench here. He's one of my moderators. Steve says, welcome, everybody. Make sure you hit that like button, right? Sports questions answered. Got it. Ask once and only once. Please hammer the like button before you get in here. We appreciate it. Also, congrats to Stanford and Tennessee for locking up the last 2 college World Series spots last night on to Omaha. Bro, I don't give 2 rats' ass about that. Not 1, not 2. But shout out to Tennessee and Stanford. Good for them. Cole Roberts asks, how will UFC match up with the Big 12 in year 1? I think they can make... I apologize. He said, think they can make any noise, and who are some of the players that catch your attention on that team? Cole Roberts. So, can UCF match up with the Big 12? I believe so. I think they're a good team. Let me show you guys something. Let me pull this up. Let me go to stop playing with me, bro. You know I hit that. UCF. I'll let you guys see it once I'm done typing it up here. UCF football schedule 2023. Now, I'm asking for 2023, but I really want to go look at 2022, okay? So bear with me. Because a huge portion of this team is back. So a huge portion of UCF is back. And if you look, they had 1 loss that should, a good loss to Louisville, if there's such a thing. Keep looking. They were blowing out teams in the American. Lost to East Carolina, one of East Carolina's best teams. But there's Cincinnati, top 20 team, also in the Big 12 this year. There they are. They matched up well. Hey, if you didn't know, UCF actually beat Tulane. Tulane was so great last year, they still lost to UCF. A terrible loss to Navy. And then they turned around and lost to Tulane in the at the end of the year in the championship. So, when you look at this getting stomped out by Duke, that's not embarrassing. Duke was a 9-win team. I actually think UCF's a really good football team. They did well in the transfer portal. They got a guy named Bulla Schmidt as a center. Very good. Now, they had a lot of battles. They had a lot of battles in the offseason to try to get players. And Georgia Tech went toe-to-toe with these guys. Okay, it is what it is. But when you look here, they're going to beat the brakes off of Kent State. I think they're going to go to Boise, and they're going to be too much for Boise. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3. Now they're going to lose. Coin toss, lose. beat West Virginia, beat Cincinnati, lose, and win. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They have a chance to win 7 games. First year in the Big 12, 7 wins. Shout out to UCF. 7 and 9 wins total at best is where I'm at. 7 and 9. 9 means they had a hell of a season. But if you want to ask me who do I like on UCF as a football team, players-wise, it all starts with John Rice Plumlee. If you guys don't know John Rice Plumlee, I'm gonna click on stats so people can see this. Don't sweat any of the stats. Just go click on John Rice Plumlee like this, like as a person. And then you go look, hit see all. And you see this right here, back when he played at Ole Miss? We can go back to when he rushed for 1,000 yards at Ole Miss as a freshman. 1,000 yards, a quarterback in the SEC his freshman year. We go to statistics for Ole Miss. Let's go back to 2020. I think it was 2019, actually. Yeah, 2019, I'm sure. His freshman year, John Rice Plumlee was the leading rusher on Ole Miss, a white quarterback. Now, Matt Corral was the starter. Matt Corral beat him out. But we're talking about John Rice Plumlee going ham. That freshman year, he put up 200 yards on LSU. Let's go here. He put up 200 yards on the number 1 team in the country his freshman year. This is a great dual-threat quarterback, one of the best dual-threat quarterbacks in the country, John Rice Plumlee. And as soon as he got on the scene, look at this. Where is it at? 212 yards. What did I tell you guys? 200 yards. Look at me, man. 212 yards rushing against LSU, the number 1 team in the country. They lost 58-37. But this man showed up, and he had 177 the week before, 213. John Rice Plumlee is an amazing dual-threat quarterback. I think he's the truth. Now, they had a guy named Isaiah Bowser last year at running back. He scored 16 touchdowns. He's not good. He already got released. He was signed as an undrafted free agent. He got released. He's not a very good running back. But there was a guy. Plumlee actually led the team in rushing last year, by the way. But like 800 yards rushing. This is a real dual-threat quarterback. He's everything Anthony Richardson wishes he was. I mean that. But the third leading rusher on the team was a guy who's going to be back this year. His last name's Harvey. And Harvey's really good. I like Harvey. He had over 700 yards rushing. I like Harvey a lot. Another guy on UCF that's worth talking about is the receiver. He just transferred. Whoa. Pardon me.
Anything from Grimace.
Hey, man. Pardon me. ESPN will play commercials any day. You guys can't hear because I have the audio turned off on the desktop, but you heard it through the mic. But Javon Baker, he's a transfer from Alabama. Baker's a transfer from Alabama, goes to UCF, and he becomes one of their leading receivers. So I like Javon Baker. He's explosive. O'Keefe leaving is a problem, but they'll recover. They'll be fine. I like UCF a lot. I like a lot of their players. They had a lot of transfers in the secondary and the offensive line, so we'll see what happens. But I see them winning 7 to 9 games in the Big 12 their first year. Get at me. I really believe in it. Kobe Hudson, the other receiver, great. Yeah, they're good. Let's get back to the chat here. I apologize. I like UCF. I hope you like them too. I think Judkins has a bright future. Yeah, everybody does. Do you see him having a good year again, and do you think he is a professional? So, number one, yes. I think he's a professional, and yes, I see him having a good year next year. They still have a 1-2 punch with Bennett with Ulysses, the other running back from SMU, the transfer, 900-yard rusher 2 years ago before having to back up Zach Evans. So I think they still have a good 1-2 punch at Ole Miss. I like everything they're doing. Yeah, it is what it is at that point. Anthony still says, what's up, Top? Checking in from Chicago. Shout out to Chirac. Yeah, if you guys didn't know, a first sergeant in the Army is referred to as Top. It's an acronym for trainer of personnel, but it's also because we are at the top of the totem pole or the top of the food chain. We are the guys. So you walk around, it's very normal for me to respond to somebody calling me Top. It's not a reference to being homosexual. I just want to make that very clear. It is what it is. Whoa, I keep saying it is what it is because I pause. Whenever you get a chance, can you go in depth about your take on NIL and collectives? Scary Scoff. Yeah, so I made a video about it today. Coach Prime said it yesterday in an interview with Joel Klatt, and he said, hey, I'm for NILs, but I'm against collectives. I want to explain to people the difference. Obviously, NIL is the entire law or the entire premise of name, image, and likeness. Players making money off of their name, image, and likeness. And everybody just calls everything NIL. And you'll see news articles, and it'll be like, so-and-so got an NIL deal. That is not what you think it is. An NIL deal is for the super popular players that are getting their money from companies that want their sponsorship or them in a commercial or their name, image, and likeness, right? Well, that's cool and all, but what all the boosters did for every major university, instead of having to do these shady car dealership deals and these shady tattoo business deals and all this stuff, we don't have to do that anymore. You just go to the collective. And the collective is a nonprofit organization, a tax-exempt organization that just declares themselves a charitable organization. They're just like, oh, yeah, we're a collective now. And Colorado has a collective. I think it's called Buffs for Life or something like that. And you can donate to it. Fan bases can donate to it. People, boosters, all this stuff. But that doesn't matter. Your donations to it don't mean shit. The big boosters donations mean everything. There's somebody throwing $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 at those things every year. And it's the multimillionaire alumni. It's money laundering, guys. It's money laundering. They make so much damn money. When they donate it over there, it becomes, tax exempt. It's a write-off. It's so they don't have to pay taxes on their money. I'm telling you, it's crazy. But more importantly, those collectives can then pay all the recruits, all the players who haven't gotten an advertisement deal or an NIL deal. And that's what Coach Prime's got a problem with, because there are some universities that will do fundraising campaigns for their collectives. Let me give you an example. There's no secret that Texas A&M wanted $30 million for their collective. $30 million for their collective. And why? Because they wanted to sign 30 players. You do the math, they were offering every single commit $1 million. That's the theory. That's the rumor. If you signed there, you got $1 million because they were able to raise $30 million with the collective. Now, is this okay? Is this something we want? Well, Coach Prime says, no, this is not okay. But I promise you, if Coach Prime was at a bigger university that had an amazing collective, he wouldn't be singing that tune. He wouldn't be singing that tune. More importantly, though, I think it's hypocritical for coaches to be anti-collective. I think it's hypocritical for coaches to be anti-collective, and here's why. Coaches' contracts, their salaries, are paid by collectives. It's just a different entity, but it's definitely a group of boosters who donate enough money to pay their salary. If you remember, Coach Prime said, when he signed, the school was asked, hey, how are you guys paying Coach Prime's salary? And they were very clear. They said, oh, we don't have it yet. It was in every article. It was in every story. Oh, we don't have it yet. Well, how did they get it? Through collectives. So coaches are being paid through collectives, and that's okay. But the players, all of a sudden, they start getting money through collectives, and that's not okay. And that's why I don't agree with what Coach Prime was saying. I hear what he's saying. I agree with his issue with their motives. You want to talk about people staying motivated after they get the money? It's crazy, right? Once you get the money, what's the point? Shout out to Jamarcus Russell. But we don't even have to go back to Jamarcus Russell. Look, I'll pull up one right now. Jair Alexander. Jair Alexander is okay. He missed a workout bonus for $700,000. He missed a workout bonus for $700,000. He doesn't care. He didn't show up to the offseason workout. And when they did an interview with him, he's like, yo, man, I stayed with the team till this date. I stayed in Green Bay till April. And then I'm leaving, and I'm not coming back till the season starts. And they're like, but there's OTAs. There's organized team activities. Why aren't you coming to them? He's like, nah, I like to work out by myself. I don't like to be around a lot of people. I like to go lift weights by myself. I like to do things by myself. I don't want all these people here. I'm not coming back. They're like, well, you're going to miss out on $700,000. He said, so what? Well, you know why he don't care about $700,000? They have the nerve to go down here and say, well, he's going to make $1 million in his base salary, and he forfeited his workout bonus, but he'll get a roster bonus. He'll get a restructuring bonus. All this shit. Bruh, stop it. If you go pull up his contract and you look, the man signed for 4 years, $84 million, but he got $30 million. $30 million signing bonus. That's why he's not at practice. You just paid that man $30 million. And he let you know $700,000 don't move me, bro. It don't motivate me. I'm going to do what I want to do. You paid me $30 million and you guaranteed me another $30 million. So that's 60 of that 84 is guaranteed. Where am I going? He doesn't care that his base salary is $1 million. His base salary is another $1 million for the next 2 years. Next year, $6 million. That doesn't mean anything. They gave him a bonus of $30 million. There's no incentive to come work out. You're not going to get me to show up. You already paid me. Imagine your job paid you literally $30 million in your salary, and they go, oh, by the way, let's make it thousands. Let's be thousandaires for a second. Say your job gave you $30,000 and said, if you show up tomorrow, we'll give you $700. Are you going to show up? Yeah, because you still care about the $700, right? Well, this guy didn't show up. He said, I got enough. $30 million's enough. I'll be back some other time. Because I'm guaranteed to get another $30,000 whether I show up or not. That's the extra $30 million guaranteed. See, this type of motivation, this is a problem. What if you do that to an 18-year-old? Does he stop working out? Does he lose that dog in him? That can happen. I think it does happen far more often than we think. So that's what I was talking about with NILs versus collectives, is I think it's hypocritical for coaches to complain about collectives when they're paid through collectives. It's a double standard. It's a double standard. And the coaches need to calm down, embrace the collective, and embrace NIL. It's going to be here. It's part of it. Do what you do. So I'm just letting you know. You don't see the difference. Yeah, so the difference is NIL is from companies who want you to advertise for them. Collectives is not companies. Collectives is people donating money to something that's got a title, but it's really just a collection of money. Think of collectives as banks. You want to get some money? Where do you go to get your money? Out of the bank, right? Well, let's imagine the bank paid you instead of you going to grab your own money. You don't make deposits. You just make withdrawals from the bank. Let's say the bank called you and said, come get your money. Every now and then you go to the bank and get some more money. But the NIL deal is your job. Like if you're good enough, you got hired and went and did a job. But what if you showed up to try to go to the school and they were like, well, we don't got a job for you right now. There's really no jobs available. But you can go hit up the bank and we'll give you some money to hold on to until you're good enough to earn the job. That's exactly what's going on at these universities. They're getting recruits. They're giving them some money, some short-term money. They're giving them the short bag just to hold them over. And then once they don't see the field and they don't start earning that NIL money, like the real money, they just bounce. They just leave because they need to see the field. They need to get on the field. They realize, oh, my God, if I don't get a job and start working, they won't hire me for the next job, which is the NFL. You got to show work ethic. You got to get a job and actually get a chance to be out there, and you're not getting the job. They're not picking up. You're outside of Home Depot, bro, and the guy's pulling up to hire some workers. He's there to pick up some laborers. He's there to pick up some illegals, and they're not picking you. They're picking other dudes. You're not going to get on. You're not going to become a permanent employee. You feel what I'm saying? You're just out there. You're just standing in the shade having a good time. You're next to a beautiful big building, but nobody's picking you up for the job. They just convince you to stand outside their store and look good. But that for some reason when the car pulls up, he's like, I need 3 strong dudes, and you don't look very strong. I hope I'm making sense. I don't know. I watched it on an alternative stream. Shout out to S. Turner saying he watched the NBA Finals on an illegal stream or alternative stream. Highest NBA playoffs, not finals. 5 million average according to Bleacher Report. So, yeah, the playoffs were up. And the reason the playoffs were up, and let's not be ignorant to it, is because the Lakers qualified for the playoffs this year as opposed to last year. When the Lakers don't qualify for the playoffs, the ratings are going to plummet in the playoffs. The fact that LeBron and them made it to the playoffs and then made it to the Western Conference Finals, Lakers fan base is enormous, right? Celtics fan base is enormous. These two push the playoff numbers really high. That doesn't mean the NBA's back. That means the Lakers were back in the playoffs. Let's not get it twisted. It's just because the Lakers were back, okay? And then once they lost, everything went back to status quo. Blessings, Rico, listening in from work. Shout out to Digital Assets Jared. That man tips me every time I see him, so I appreciate that, man. Not going to lie, I didn't watch any of the games. Scary South. I didn't watch any of the games. I was live streaming from here. It is what it is. Diggs doesn't think Allen is accurate, keeps making turnovers. You know shit. I've been on this for a while now. I know you don't like rumors, but have you heard the rumored UFC cards for the second half of the year? Seems like an amazing end of the year. Sean B, I don't even care. Sean B, I show up to every UFC fight not knowing the whole card because so many fights are canceled because of missed weight, injuries, chicken shit, whatever it is. These people don't fight each other. I just show up and they're going to fight at a catch weight. That's cool. I do not get excited about future cards. I want you to think about the last year and how many fights were either postponed or canceled due to ridiculousness. And people were talking about these fights for months at a time before. And then you show up and you're like, what is this? I think one of these main events was two dudes no one's ever heard of. I mean, I know them, but nobody else had. Recently, the main event for the card, I forgot who it was, but it was like Daniel Rodriguez was the fighter. Who the hell is he fighting? One of my cousins, bro. They were the main event. It was nuts. Stephon Diggs is making Allen look good. Look what happens when he has no Hall of Fame wide receiver. Yeah. We're going to find out real soon. Wide receivers are all divas without fail. Shout out to Randy Moss. Terrell Owens, Chad Ochocinco. All these guys were screaming for attention every chance they got. And anytime they didn't get the ball, they were furious. I'm letting you know now. Shout out to Marvin Harrison for always being classy. Rico, how does Colorado mesh all the talent they have on wide receiver? So there's only one ball. You can have all the receivers in the world you want, but only 3 of them are going to really make a huge impact. Now, there's going to be 6 or 7 guys with reception throughout the year. There's going to be 11 guys with receptions, whatever you want to call it. But what you do is you find out who can really play, who can really give you those advantages. And I see Xavier Weaver, Jimmy Horn Jr., who's Javon? What's his name? The big dude. Javon? You know who I'm talking about. I see them being the cream of the crop. And obviously, anytime Travis Hunter gets on the offensive scheme. But for me, that's all you do. You have them, you run a lot of play action, and you get them open and let them do their thing. But it's going to be a learning process. I'm curious. It's going to be a learning process. Hey, what's the difference between National Guard and the Army? Thanks, Rico. Looking to figure out which one is best for me. So, the life of Joshua. I don't know what you're built for, bro. But I can tell you the difference. I've always been in the Army. I'm still in the Army, active duty. My first wife was actually National Guard. And National Guard, you're a part of your state, not the federal government. So you belong to your state. So you can actually move from one state to the other, and you'll have an entirely different experience from one state to the next. Let me just make that very clear. Okay? National Guard has nothing to do with the Army. I don't care what anyone says. Has nothing to do with the Army. It's some regular-ass dudes who once a month go to drill, put on some uniform, talk to each other, hang out for 2 days, do some inventory, some accountability, and roll out. And then maybe once a year they do their AT time, their active time, and that's it, dude. It's a waste of time, space, and energy. And the money's not good. National Guard, not good money. I'm letting you know now, not good money. Active duty? It's everything. Do you, bro. Figure it out. I'm telling you right now. Anybody who walks around and goes, yeah, I'm in the military, I'm in National Guard. I just keep walking. Nope. It doesn't move me in the slightest. Go Army or go home. Like, seriously, go active duty and you won't. What can anybody say to you at that point? You're making real money, doing a real job, living a real life. Now, if it's not for you, then roll the hell out. But if it's for you, you'll know right away. You'll be going, oh, that's a national. You can just go to work and be like, oh, there's a National Guard guy here. Did you guys see the National Guard guys in the chow hall? They're about 40 pounds heavier than everybody. They can't run. When we deployed and we saw National Guard guys out there, we just looked around and go, oh, my God, I hope they don't have our back. I'm deployed. I'm like, yo, get those guys away from me. Just don't be National Guard. And anybody who was National Guard, who has done National Guard, cool, man. Shout out to you for your emergency relief. Shout out to you for hooking up FEMA and doing some hurricane cleanup. But I don't want to hear about nothing else. Don't talk to me. I know. Rico, you shouldn't say this, Rico. Nah, bro. I'm going to say it, man. I've been in over 20 years. Been a Master Sergeant I've accidentally done more than those National Guard dudes. All of them. I don't care. I call it like I see it. Digs to the Giants. Hey, digs to the Giants. Okay. Todd Monken will have Lamar looking MVP-like again. Glaze, I don't necessarily know if that's true. I think people forget Todd Monken, and they just forget that he had some amazing weapons at his disposal at Georgia, and he doesn't have that talent discrepancy in the NFL. Right? There isn't a huge talent. Like, he doesn't have the best talented team. He doesn't have the best players every Sunday. So the difference in ability or in talent at Georgia really played to his advantages. If you looked, it was a quarterback checking down a lot. Checking down, I mean, you just look at the stats. It is what it is. But what he used to do at Tampa Bay, it's to be noted. What he did with Jameis Winston, it's to be respected. So we'll see. I'm not putting a whole lot of money in Todd Monken making Lamar Jackson look like an MVP again. I'm going to tell you that Lamar Jackson has not had a single MVP vote since winning the MVP. He hasn't gotten a vote. Not that he didn't win it. He hasn't gotten a single vote. He has not been MVP caliber for 5 years. 5 years, straight up. So to say he'll be an MVP caliber player after having not done that for half a decade is really problematic to me. I don't get it. I don't understand the mindset, the logic, or lack thereof. Shout out to the plug. What up, Lawrence? What's the best advice you can give to a new E5? So you're a new sergeant. You're a new sergeant. My best advice to you is to focus on your craft and become a staff sergeant as soon as possible. That's my best advice to you. Become a staff sergeant immediately, within 1 year. Don't sit around. Don't be content. Don't be complacent. The faster you get to staff sergeant, the faster you get to your first E7 look. Everything's about getting to staff sergeant first. Get to staff sergeant, then you can breathe a little bit. But E5, we're not sitting there. I was in E5 for 1 year, and we kept it moving. Do not sit around as a sergeant. It's not a prideful thing to do. It's a ship position. Keep it moving. Also, use all your TA. Use all your tuitions assistance. All of it. Don't be sitting around not using your tuitions assistance. Look, man, I'm not going to sit here and dox myself, but if I could find an ERB, I would show you. I have over 190 credit hours. Thank you to the Army for paying for my college. I was always in a college class. Always take a college class. You'll get your bachelor's degree. You'll get your master's degree. I don't care. Keep taking a college class. You become a lifelong learner. It's important. Work out. Be in better shape than all your soldiers. How many SEC teams do you think will make the playoffs? Well, there's only 4 teams making the playoffs this year. The expanded playoffs are the following season. So this upcoming season, I think 1 SEC team makes the playoffs. Maybe 2, but 1, whoever wins the SEC makes the playoffs. UFC bound to have a solid year. What do you consider solid? 7-9 wins. I guess that's solid. It's not ranked. So if you got 9 wins, you're not ranked. Do you know what's going on at UNC, Chapel Hill, George Pittaway, and Omar Hampton? What are your takes on these 2 running backs? My take is that Drake May led North Carolina in rushing last year. That's my take. Drake May led North Carolina in rushing last year. So if you're a running back at North Carolina, are you really worth talking about? I think you're good. I think you're talented. You got to North Carolina. But what are we doing? So you got a new offensive coordinator. Phil Longo leaves. He goes to Wisconsin. So now Drake May's sitting there. The entire secondary left. Dre Bly left. All the receivers were drafted. Come on. You got Drake May. Looks like an uphill battle. Looks like rough for North Carolina. One SEC team will make it. That's where I'm going with that. Do you think Branch is a good safety? What do you think his weaknesses are? So Brian Branch, safety. Do I think he's a good safety? Yes, he's in the NFL. What are his weaknesses? It's hard to tell when you're surrounded by 5-star players. Your entire team is nothing but 5-star guys. It's really hard to tell what your weaknesses are because if you mess up, somebody else picks up the slack. It's really hard to tell. I've watched a lot of tape, and I can't really tell when you're surrounded by other equivalently talented players. It's the truth. It's the truth. Somebody else will pick up your slack. If you miss an assignment, you can't really tell. You read the wrong thing, some linebacker helps you out. Like, let's say you get beat on a slant from the slot receiver, but the linebacker drops and helps you out because he's so athletic, he makes a play. I can't really tell if that miss on your alignment and your reaction cost them any time, cost the team anything. They didn't get a first down because somebody else batted it down. You're surrounded by studs. It's hard to tell at that point. It is, I keep saying it is what it is. I'll stop saying that. What do you think about Baby Gronk? So I don't. What do I think about Baby Gronk? I don't think about Baby Gronk. I didn't know that this was a real person. I thought it was a meme and a fake thing. I thought there was like two kids acting around when they told me Baby Gronk and Baby Diggs. By the way, Baby Diggs is white, which is really weird. But Baby Gronk and Baby Diggs, they were showing me videos and they were like, oh yeah, these guys are this, they're raw, they're this. I thought it was just two kids acting like they're football players or whatever. Like, this is not funny to me. They're children. They don't have any hair on their nuts. Like, they're what are they doing? They get nervous around girls. I'm not watching that shit. I'm not supporting it. I will not have a further conversation about it. You'll never see a video from me about these guys. Ever. I got UCF at 5 or 6 wins. 7 seems to be the ceiling, but fair. Okay, there you go, Steve. We'll see. I'm here, y'all. I took a nap. Hey, this man took a nap. Shout out to Willie Bobo napping on. Hey, Willie Bobo, you are literally sleeping on us, bruh. You're literally sleeping on us. Put your women and children. Hey, put your women and children away. Hey, speaking of putting your women and children away, we're gonna go back here. I'll get to Eric Schreiber here in a second, but let me go back over here to the next story. You guys, this is scary to me. This is tough, bruh. Grandparent shuts down school sporting event, falsely accusing a girl of being trans because she had a quote-unquote pixie cut. So first and foremost, I don't know what a pixie cut is. Somebody's going to have to tell me what a pixie cut is. But this grandparent shut it down, bruh. Accused a 9-year-old with a pixie cut of being trans. The youngster was taking part in shot put when the relative of one of the other participants in the event in Canada Town, British Columbia. So this is British Columbia. This is Canada, bro. This is Canada. You know how to get, I told you guys, you know how to get Canadians to apologize. You just step on their toes. They always apologize. She went and set up to compete for the grade 4 shot put fun. I'm sorry if I can't read, guys. I'm reading another monitor. I swear I can read English. And right before she went to throw, a grandfather said, hey, this is supposed to be a girls' event. Why are you letting boys compete? Oh, wow. This mother said, my daughter's cisgender. What is cisgender? Somebody tell me what the hell that means. Born female and says she's her and her. That means she's just consistently gender? Or, she's just a female, right? All right. I think it's funny. I think it's funny for a couple reasons. Number one, this has happened to me once in my military career. I was sitting at a desk. There was a male and female latrine or bathroom on each side of the desk, and I watched what appeared to be a male walk across the desk in front of me and go use the female latrine. Walked right in, shut the door, and started using the latrine. When she came out, I said, hey, dude, what are you doing? That's a female latrine. And she looked at me and said, yeah, I know, in a deeper voice than the one I had. And I said, hey, you stand right there. Let me see your ID card. Got the ID card and got the name, and it was a female. What do I do? I said, all right, carry on. And the next day, I had got called into an office and said, hey, we heard you confronted somebody, blah, blah, blah. I said, hey, guys, I'm trying to protect everyone in the barracks. I don't know what's going on. Never seen that person in my life. You want to judge me for it? Let's go. The dude had a shorter hair than me. deeper voice than me, shorter hair than me. What are we talking about? It's an honest mistake. I didn't detain her. I just asked for clarity, got my clarity, and moved on. Now, this shit, though, grandparents, hey, you grandparents, calm down. Stay in the stands, bruh. Stay in the stands. Your daughter's losing. 9-year-olds, stay in the stands. I have a 9-year-old daughter plays AAU basketball. I got to, like, her third tournament, and she had to play against all these 10-year-olds who'd been through puberty. We're talking about 10-year-old females who've been through puberty. They were standing 5'7". My daughter's 4'8" and a baller. But you can't do nothing when you walk up and these girls have developed. And my daughter's just 9, just like that. I looked at her and said, hey, sweetie, ball out. Be aggressive. Be tough. I made a video, posted it on TikTok. Shout out to Forever. Forever was like, yo, I got this, Dad. Don't worry about it. No, she didn't got this. She played hard. She ain't got this. They're much bigger than her. I didn't get mad. I didn't go question coaches and start demanding why are these girls bigger than her, who's she playing with, all this shit. I just walked away laughing. Take your ass whooping and keep it moving. If you're losing to a boy in shot put, let it go, bro. You're 9. There's co-ed sports at that age. I coached co-ed soccer at that age, and the girls are better than some of the boys. Let me tell you. The girls are better than the boys at 9 years old. They're faster, stronger, more developed. The vast majority of girls are better than boys at 9 years old. This story is ridiculous. Get it off my screen. Let me get back over here. Eric Schreiber said, shout out to Rico's favorite League of Legends player for winning the finals MVP and NBA championship. Yes, I play League of Legends. It's the #1 free game in the world. And so does Joker. Joker, I don't even know how to say his name. Jokic? Yeah, the Joker. Yeah, he plays League of Legends. Now he can get to it. Shout out to him. My dog, Rico. What up, that boy B? And then Jordan B's here. You guys related? Hey, Top, can you dedicate a day of the week for military training, knowledge, growth with questions and personal experiences? Jordan B, I cannot do a whole day. I hate it. I've done it. I did it for 20 years for a living. All I did was sit in my office and mentor young people everywhere. And they would come in and ask me a million questions, and I'd help them, guide them, and I got paid to do it. I'm not getting paid to do it anymore. I'd love to help everyone out, but I really stay away from military talk, TikTok. I stay away from military arguments. Just some of us know what the hell's going on, and then there's everybody else, and I just don't like having those conversations. I do it in sports. I shouldn't be a hypocrite. I do it in sports as well. Like, I see two people having a conversation about sports on TikTok Live. I'll just scroll right through it. I won't even join the conversation because it just sounds crazy. They're having they're like, oh, no, this guy's the best. Oh, no, this guy's the best. And I'm just like, neither one of them is the best. What are they doing? I just keep it moving. So when it comes to the Army, I like to help here and there. I'll answer questions, but a whole day just dedicated to military conversation, I'd lose a lot of years of my life doing that. I do not enjoy it. I find it stressful. I tell you guys, join the Army. And when I tell you to join the Army, I tell you it's for the money. I never once told you it's for your mental health. I never once told you it's going to be a great time. No, I just tell you, hey, you'll make a great living. You're going to make a great living. You'll buy a bunch of houses and cars. You'll be all right. You're going to make a ton of money if you do it. But I'd rather cry in my Mercedes than live in a trailer, right? But here I am. I'm 40, and I'm like, yo, bro, if I sold my house and I moved to some part of Florida, I could get a bomb-ass trailer, bro, and never worry about money again. I could do that for the rest of my life. No shame in my game. I've been thinking about it. I've been thinking about it for about 2 weeks now since I was down in Florida last time. I was like, man, this place is banging. I could live down the street. How much is that trailer right there? Like, what? $140. I own that whole thing. Buy myself a bicycle. I'm just saying. Anyways, probably not going to do it, but shout out to you, Jordan. Chris E. Rico, saw well-off media, and Alton is limping. Seems like his knee ain't healed. Running back position is probably wide open for grab if he really isn't healthy. Yeah, Chris E., that's unfortunate if it's not healed. If he is limping, not going to get better by the season if he's still hurt. The summer's coming and going, bro. We're in June. You got to get up to full speed here in the next 60 days. I don't know. You got a point. Prime is just framing the collective to illustrate what he is up against. Yeah, I think it's really, Prime is talking to recruits whenever he talks. Let's make this very clear. Prime is talking to high school recruits when he talks. He's talking to kids that he's talking to every single day, and he's trying to convince them to come to his school. But instead of complaining about the collectives like he did, I find that to be negative recruiting. Don't ever talk about negative recruiting. And negative recruiting is when you go into a living room and you say, don't go to this school. Don't go there. They have instability in the coaching staff. All those guys are going to get fired by next year. Don't go to this school. They don't get anybody to the NFL. Don't go to this school. They're not going to start you till your junior year. Don't go to this school. Everybody transfers out of there because they lie and there's broken promises. Don't go to this school. You'll never start. All this shit. Don't do that. Hey, you don't want to go there. It's cold. You don't want to go there. It's this, that. Don't negative recruit like that. If you want players, just tell them what's so great about your school. Brag about you and everything you are, right? If you're trying to date a girl, to all the dudes out there, if you're trying to date a girl and you're trying to get her to like you, don't start telling her, oh, you don't want to be with that guy. He's a cheater. Oh, you don't want to be with that guy. I heard he did this, that, and the other. Oh, he doesn't even have a good job. Oh, he treats this person like shit. He doesn't care about this. Oh, look at how terrible he looks. Look at his teeth. Oh, doesn't he smell funny? He doesn't even know how to dress. Blah, blah. Don't do none of that. That's negative recruiting. Just tell her how great you are. Hey, girl, how you doing? Yeah. Hey, so this is where I work. This is what I do. Yeah, I don't cheat. Yep, I'm faithful. Da-da-da-da. And if she's rocking with you, she'll pick you. But all you got to do is sell yourself. These universities, all they got to do is sell themselves. Coach Prime, all he needs to do is talk about Colorado and what they offer and what they're trying to get you to, right? And where they're trying to go. He has a collective. We can't pay as much as these other guys. But I'll tell you what, we'll prepare you and get you ready for the NFL. But he doesn't have that track record yet. He doesn't have that claim to fame yet. He cannot make the claim that we're getting guys to the NFL, which is the number one winner when it comes to recruiting NFL-bound players or five-star level players. They want to hear about getting to the NFL. Drew Allard just came out and said this yesterday. Drew Allard said, hey, the funny thing is I was trying to get recruited, or people were recruiting me, and they were telling me, don't go to Penn State. They don't send guys to the NFL. And Drew Allard, the quarterback at Penn State, he's like, what are they talking about? The last four quarterbacks, Christian Hackenberg, Sean Clifford, I'm forgetting the kid who hits the home runs. Who's the kid who hits the home runs and does the whole bat thing, the bat flip and all that shit? Trace McSorley, and Will Levis, all four guys who picked Penn State in the last four consecutive quarterbacks, all went to the NFL. Now, did they succeed in the NFL? No. But the university has no control over whether or not they succeed in the NFL. It's just a matter of saying, I will get you to the NFL. So there's a team out there, negative recruiting, trying to get Drew Allard to come to their school by saying, hey, don't go to that school. They don't get guys to the NFL. And Drew Allard just laughed. He's like, dude, when I go to their sales pitch, they're telling me how many guys they get to the NFL. You're telling me don't go there. It's crazy. Don't do it. So, yeah, I just want Coach Prime, just tell them why they need to come to Colorado. Tell them why they need to go to you. And I get it, though. He's talking to 18-year-old kids, 17-year-old kids who are chasing short-term money. And it's hard to compete with short-term money. It's hard. You ever been in high school and you liked a girl? And she keeps going after the dude with a Honda Civic? She keeps trying to date the dude with a Honda Civic, and you're like, man, my parents ain't rich. My parents didn't give me a car. I'm rocking K-Swiss. I can't pull this girl, but that ugly-ass dude is going to cheat on her, but he's got himself an Acura Integra. He got her. You're just like, all right, well, damn. That's how that happens. But she's not even thinking long-term. She's not even thinking maybe you're going to go to college, get a degree, and you're going to own a bunch of cars. And you're going to get her a Beamer someday. She's not even thinking like that. She's thinking short-term. This man's got a Civic right now. He can get me to the McDonald's drive-thru. This is who I'm rocking with. Because she's simple-minded and can't look past her hand. She's not even concerned with your honor roll status. She don't care what his GPA is compared to yours. She don't know where he's going to school. None of that matters. He's just sitting there going, oh, well, he's got a Civic. He can come pick me up and take me on a date. Same thing with these kids when it comes to picking schools. They're not looking to see who gets them to the next level. They're not looking to see, what's on the horizon. They're just like, right here. Oh, what do you got? Oh, he's going to give me $15,000? Oh, it's crazy, bro. Short-term money versus long-term money. NFL's long-term money. Get me to the NFL. I'm there. Why do you think Georgia Tech's winning all these recruiting battles? Why do you think Georgia Tech all of a sudden is winning in the transfer portal? It's because Brent Key, their head coach, Brent Key was the offensive line coach at Alabama for the longest time. You know, he can walk into these living rooms and go, guys, I'm the reason all these Alabama linemen are getting drafted in the first round. And he can start listing off names. And they're just going, oh, shit. This is the guy that got people to the NFL? I want to play for this guy. Who's his quarterback's coach? Chris Winkie. Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Chris Winkie. I want a Heisman. I'm the last good quarterback Florida State had before Jameis Winston. You know Peter Warrick? I was his quarterback. Why don't you come play over here? We can get some shit going. It's credibility in the living room, but it's being able to go in there and saying you have a pro pedigree and you can build and create players. That's going to win out over anything else. But not on those fringe players, not on those 4 stars. Those 4 stars, they don't have NFL. They have NFL dreams. They don't have NFL goals. And I've told you guys, the difference between a dream and a goal is pretty simple. A goal is something you work towards every single day. A dream is just something you think about, right? If you want to lose weight, did you do anything to lose weight today? Well, then that's not your goal. You didn't work towards it. If you work towards something every single day, that's a goal. If you're just thinking about it, oh, yeah, I think I'm going to lose some weight. Oh, yeah, I was thinking about doing that. Maybe tomorrow, maybe no. That's just a dream, bruh, and it ain't coming true, right? Some 4-star players are just thinking about it, but they're not really working towards it. Then there's 5 stars that are working towards it, and those are the ones you want, right? You want the ones that train hard, play hard, work hard, all that other shit. So I'll get off that soapbox. Not everybody runs well with a full cup. Not everybody runs well with a full cup. I like it. LSU is number 7U. Okay. Marvin might not be the one to play with. He's talking about Marvin Harrison. Marvin Harrison been known to kill somebody at a car wash. I'm just letting you know. Rico knows what's up. Nicholas Gomez, you tell me what's up, bro. Stop rubbing it. Colorado will have to play 5 wideouts sometimes to give all those speedy wide receivers some shine. Yeah, I don't think it matters. I think they rotate in. They eventually get the receptions. You'd be surprised how many receivers catch passes in a season. They're not all going to get quote-unquote shine, but keep working hard at practice. See what happens. Active military is great. I'm an air traffic controller in the Army. My National Guard friends hate it. I'm going to tell you, man, I went to an event with my wife in National Guard, and it was like bring your family to work day, and they had us there for the weekend, and I was in civilian clothes as just a regular person around all these National Guard people, and they had us do this thing. They had the married couples do a PT test together, and then they combined our scores to see who won the competition. So you had normal spouses doing a PT test with their National Guard counterpart doing a PT test. I'm going to tell you the spouses scored better than the National Guard members on the PT test, and my wife and I, we won the whole thing because I showed up and scored like a 357. I wasn't playing, and I didn't run with her on the 2-mile. All the married couples ran together on the 2-mile. They were jogging together, showing love, and come on, babe, don't quit. Not me. They said, ready, set, go. I was out. I was gone. Ran an 11:56 2-mile, turned around, came back, and told my wife, let's go. Stop running so damn slow. She ran like a 16-minute 2-mile. I don't care. Come on. I was just yelling at her the whole way. The true story. I ran it on an airfield. Dusted her. I ain't waiting for her. I was holding her feet on the sit-ups. I was like, you better not fart. True story. Or you can become a part of the proud, the few, the Marines. Yes, you can. I don't think there's much, I don't think there's too many jobs outside of the Marines. I'm just letting you know. Please remember to hit that like button. Thank you very much, Steve. Thank you to the 21 people who have hit it. Without college credits, hard to get promoted. I think it's impossible. I want everybody to know this. If you want to be an E7 in the Army, I don't think you're competitive if you don't at least have an associate's degree. Bachelor's degree, I'm going to go out and say you're almost there. And there's a rating system. I'm going to call it 6+, 6, and then 5+, 5, 4+, and 4. If you're a 6+, that means you have a master's. 6, you have a bachelor's. 5+, you have an associate's. If you don't have an associate's, I don't see how you're competitive with your peers. Not in military intelligence, not in cyber, nothing. You need to have a legitimate degree for a number of years. So go get it, or you will not get promoted to E7 and above. If you do, you're just going to be somebody who stayed in for 15, 16 years, and you finally made it just out of longevity. But to be competitive and get promoted based upon merit, you got to have your degrees in the Army. Like, you got to legitimately be a college graduate. There's no other way around it. I don't know any of my peers that don't have a bachelor's degree, at least. None. So you're not making it up you're not making up the totem pole just by being a good soldier with a high PT score. Nope, you'll make it to E5 with that shit. You'll make it to E6 with that. But E7, E8, E9, That's where the real competitive begins. And everybody knows it. Go get your degree. Not playing. And be in shape for 20 years and don't get hurt. As long as Lamar has his beefy tight end Andrew, with better receivers and with better receivers and bailout tight end, he'll be better, but I'm still iffy on him only throwing and not running. Yeah, Chris, he only had Andrew in his MVP year. That's what people don't understand. His only weapon, his MVP year, was Andrews. He had Andrew then. He didn't lose any weapons. He didn't gain any weapons. He lost Ingram or whoever. Who was his running back? Was it Ingram? Like, what I'm trying to tell you is he didn't have receivers. He still don't got receivers. Everybody's all excited about Beckham. Odell Beckham Jr., that dude he should be a soccer owner. I'm letting you know right now. That's all he had, Andrew. Go look it up. It's crazy. Daggum, Rico, you really need to do a military day time because you have a lot of knowledge to speak. Yeah, no shit. You misspelled the word spread. How about that? Let's start with that one. Excuse me. Is Daniels the best quarterback in the SEC? That makes LSU the front runner. No, I mean LSU's the front runner because they have a great team and a great head coach, as far as I'm concerned. But he's up there. The best quarterbacks in the SEC, pure throwing wise, Devin Leary at Kentucky's really good. And then dual threat quarterbacks, you got what's his name at Arkansas. He's huge, right, KJ? So you're looking at KJ, you're looking at Daniels. They're fine. Will Quinn Ewers win the Heisman? Yeah, if Texas goes undefeated, he will win the Heisman. You got to be undefeated or one loss to win the Heisman. You really do. At the time of the voting, USC was like one loss, and then they had two. It didn't matter. Caleb Williams was playing out of his mind. But you're not winning the Heisman on a 3-loss team. You're not winning the Heisman on a 3-loss team. I'm an LA Pac-12 fan, by the way. Shout out to you, James. Possible long shot. There we go. It's good as far as practice, but gameplay is not as much comp. Quinn Ewers ain't winning the Heisman. He should worry about not messing up and having rumors of Manning taking his job. Manning will never take his job. What do you think ECU's win total will be? Not a lot, Luke Dover. I think they're going to have a down year. You lose your starting quarterback. You had a lot of seniority at each position that mattered. You lost your two leading receivers. They have a transfer, right? Leading receiver transfer from Alabama. They got good players in the transfer portal, but it's not what you think. ECU is going to be in trouble. I think they have a down year next year. That's how I feel. I haven't looked at the schedule to give you an exact win number. I'm not going to do it, but I don't feel good about it. Thank you, Jared. Appreciate the $2, bro. That's important to me, man. That pays for my dinner. I think it's similar to a bowl cut. Oh, a bulldog cut, a bowl cut, a pixie cut. A pixie cut? That shit sounds crazy. What did he say? Whatever you want. I really think I can beat you in fantasy, Rico. I've been watching and studying football my whole life. Make a league against your subs. So, yeah, everybody mentioned this to me yesterday. There's people out there that want to pay $100 to try to compete against me in a fantasy football league. Let's do a 12-team league, $100 buy-in. I can randomly pick my team, my league members. If you are subscribed to me on TikTok, not following me, subscribe to me. Right now I only have 8 subscribers. So I'd have to get more subscribers and make a decision. I think you got to pay like $6 to be a subscriber. I don't really want to play fantasy football with you guys, to be honest. But LaRocco Glaze, shout out to you, brother. You are subscribed to me. You're one of the few. I want to tell you, I don't think you can beat me. I think it's a fantasy that you think you can beat me. I have posted a video on my last fantasy football league. I won the whole thing. I posted screenshots and receipts. Nobody believed me, but I did. Yeah, I'm good. Appreciate the tip there. Shim, a.k.a. at Pat. Hey. I was talking about the other day. Yeah, you have a Shim. If you guys haven't seen the movie, it's Pat. That's what they call him. Cisgender, denoting or relating to a person whose gender identity corresponds with the sex registered for them at birth, not transgender. Oh, the complete opposite. So I'm cisgender. I was born this way. This is who I am. I'm a man. I'm a man's man. You can check me, boy. I'm a man. Okay, cool. Are 3-star recruits underlooked? No, the exact opposite. Forever got that dog in her great nose for the ball. Thank you, Steve. I'm glad you've watched the videos. If you guys didn't know, Forever is my daughter. That's her name, Forever. And she's got that dog in her for sure. Don't be calling her names. Anyways, are 3-star players underlooked? No. 3-star players are actually, by definition, evaluated. They have been evaluated. So they are on the recruiting website. They're looking at players, and they give them a 3-star rating. That means they looked at them. They looked at their tape and they gave them a 3-star rating. If you see a 0-star player, that means they have not evaluated that player. It does not mean that they are a 3-star player or that they are a 0-star player. It means the website didn't take the time to give them their rating. The ratings are 2 through 5 stars. No 1 stars anywhere. And 0 stars just means we didn't have time to evaluate you. And you can see this in recruiting rankings. Let me show you guys. And I've done this before. I'll show you for anybody who's new. When you look at a team and you go recruiting rankings 2023, and you just click in here, and let's go to 24/7, and we're doing football. This is the recruits. And if you go to the rankings and you just keep saying load more, and I've done this before, just keep going. And as you get towards the bottom here, you're going to notice something. And you're going to see a team from the FBS. Look at James Madison down here. James Madison, supposedly, has the 148th ranked recruiting class in the country. Literally impossible that they're behind. This is an FBS team, and they're behind all these FCS teams. It says they have 16 recruits and only 2 3-stars. But when you click on James Madison and you go to the team, you'll see they're 2 3-star players. You see these guys, they're 3-stars, okay? And then you'll see the rest of their guys are 0-star players. All this means is they weren't evaluated. That's all it means. All of these guys are essentially 3-star players, at the very least. They just didn't bother looking into them because they're so far down the totem pole. That's all it is. There's no way in the world that James Madison, who almost won their conference in the Sun Belt, if they were allowed to play in a bowl game, there's no way their recruiting class is this low. As a matter of fact, if you want to talk about how they're not even evaluated, look at this. They say they have 5 transfers. 5. Okay? This website, 24/7, the most reliable website in the world, says they have 5 transfers. But if you go JMU transfer portal class 2023 and you go to JMU Sports Tracker, don't go to these websites, go to the school website. And you go down here, transfer portal additions. And here's who they got. They got Jordan McLeod from Arizona, South Florida. But look, this is 1 player, Jordan McLeod. They got 1. They got Brent Griffiths from Wake Forest. That's 2 quarterbacks. They got a running back. That's 3 guys. They got Phoenix Sproles. That's 4. Omar Dollison. That's 5. That's 6. That's 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. 12. 13. They have 13 transfers coming to JMU. But the websites don't even bother assessing them. They just put 5 here. So when you guys go to these websites and you think they're telling you the truth, they're not. They don't even know. They don't even know the truth. This is why I don't go to 24/7 Sports or On3. I only go to these websites for the pictures. They don't know what they're talking about. You got to go to school websites, get their press releases. This is JMUSportsNews.com. So they got 2 quarterbacks, one from Arizona and South Florida. But if you come over here, all they got is 1 quarterback. Oh, no, there's Jordan McLeod. They got their 2. But this is definitely not the 13 guys I just counted. So these recruiting websites don't have a clue about the transfer portal. They don't have a clue about the players that they're supposed to be evaluating. They just all do the same thing. They look at each other and go, oh, you gave him 5 stars? Oh, I'm going to give him 5 stars. Oh, I'm going to give him 4 stars. And they don't make any real evaluations on the players. They have their camps here and there, and they make about 20 evaluations at every camp. But when you see 24/7 and they do these national rankings, you got it. Like, it's hilarious the way they rank things. I could go to 24/7. I could do this. This is going to just blow you away. I go right here, and I go transfer portal. Right? And I go 24/7. And I go top players in the portal. Look at that. And they literally have Ernest Hausman, number 4 in the portal. I can't even show you. Let me move myself out of the way here. They have Hausman 4 in the portal. And this is why every Michigan fan comes to me and says, we got the 4th best player in the portal. What? How the hell is Devontae Walker the 6th best wide receiver in the portal? From Kent State to North Carolina, how is he the best? Dorian Singer's an all-conference transfer, was an all-conference player. Adonai Mitchell leaving Georgia. Adonai Mitchell had 28 receptions at Georgia. 3rd string. This is crazy to me. Fentrell Cypress going to Florida State out of Virginia. Not number 5. What are we doing? None of these rankings are real. They just make shit up. They just threw it in here. Dominic Love is just here. Like, do you not understand how wrong these rankings are? They're pathetically wrong. It's embarrassing. There's Dorian Singer, all-conference wide receiver, went to USC. You can just start scrolling down and be like, wait, hold on. Did they really just give this guy 4 stars? Like, how is the backup tight end from Maryland the 45th best player in the portal? He's a backup tight end at Maryland, and he's ahead of Aiden Roberts. This is a 1,000-yard rusher. This is a preseason first-team All-Big 12. He's first-team All-Big 12 preseason. Leaving UNLV, going to BYU. Like, these rankings are gross. This is a leading rusher on South Carolina right here. Leading rusher at South Carolina. In the SEC, the team's leading rusher, and they put him 52nd behind running backs who have never played. It's insane. Denver Harris is magic. Like, I don't understand this. Denver Harris, the 2nd best player in the transfer portal? What? It's propaganda, guys. Don't ever believe these rankings. Don't ever believe anything in these rankings. I'm telling you. You just can't. I'm just scrolling through them right now. It makes me grow. Look at this. 74th linebacker, Mason Cobb. That's Big 12 all-conference linebacker. He led his team in tackles in the Big 12 at Oklahoma State. Walter Rouse right here, 3-year starter at Stanford, 73rd. Behind guys who've never started. Behind guys who've never played in their life. Tanner Mordecai. Look where Tanner Mordecai is ranked, 67th. This is a Davey O'Brien semifinalist last year. I don't understand it. I don't get it. Brennan Armstrong, did you see his stats last year? Just let me know if you saw him. He threw 7 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. He's somehow ranked right here. Jamari Thrash, 59th. He's top 15 in the country. Even Ash is pissed. Top 15 in the country in receiving, but they got him 59th behind Brennan Thompson, who never played. Brennan Thompson never played, and Jamari Thrash is 15th in the country in receiving. And he'll lead the whole nation in receiving next year. It's just ridiculous. It's gross the way they do these rankings. I go on and on and on. I go forever. I'll let it go. I'll stop. My head is pounding now. I'm upset. Let me take a drink real quick. Anyways, my dad told me I was smaller than most. The other guys I'll have to work harder to start. Hipped Bubbles 21 Gaming. Are you talking about the time your dad saw you in the shower, bro? It's all right. You'll grow into it. Can you pull up Arkansas' schedule and predict how many wins they'll get? Preston, I can. I don't like making predictions. Arkansas is a good team. They got themselves, one hell of an easy preseason schedule. I'll tell you that. They play 8 conference games, so they're bound to win something. But let's talk about it. They're going to beat West Carolina. They're going to beat Kent State. They're going to beat BYU. That's 3 wins. They're losing to LSU. They're going to beat Texas A&M. That's 4 wins. I think they lose to Ole Miss. I think they lose to Bama. 5 wins, 6 wins, 7 wins, 8 wins, 9 wins. I got 9 wins for Arkansas. 9 wins for Arkansas. What's up? I like their team. They could get 10 wins. That's their ceiling. 10's their ceiling. 10's the ceiling, bruh. Let's see what we got here. Yoke Sports Only, LOL. Yep. That's an Army recruiter right there. Marines just sell Marines. There you go. I tried ROTC at Penn State. Wasn't for me. I went private sector and making more money. Yeah, if you want to make more money, then go the sector you want to go. Right? If money's your motivator, roll out. the reason I say go to the Army for more money is because if you're an enlisted member, there'll be days you don't do shit and get paid. Officers, you got to work your whole time, and then they kick you out. Officer life is a terrible life to live. If stupid Congress in my hometown could have assisted me in getting to West Point, I might have joined. There you go. K-Swiss, too narrow for normal man's feet. You know, I don't remember that. I have very wide feet now. Hey, yo, I wear size 12. What's up? Shout out to one of my followers. She bought me a new pair of shoes today. It was my girl, Kim. But beautiful looking shoes. So I'm going to be wearing those all day now. Opinion on Shiloh Sanders. I don't really have an opinion on Shiloh Sanders there, Preston. Shiloh's a good kid. Works hard. Played a lot more at South Carolina than people remember or think. And he didn't play quite as much at Jackson State. So I'm hoping he can get back in the rotation and contribute in a loaded secondary. Never mention other branches and schools. It's a weak move. Easy to get the kid if the OP does. Yep. I would till the win, you go into the office, see how many times they talk about us. Sell you. Correct, James Campos. Yep. Shiloh got cooked in practice. I don't think he's any good. Well-off media aren't showing him in practice after they took off his embarrassing clip. Yeah, it is what it is. There are better DBs ahead of him. I agree. You need a run stopper hitter, and that's Shiloh. If you want coverage safety, good luck with the previous roster besides Trevor Woods. That's all they have. Travis J will be the center fielder. No, there's a lot of guys. Everybody calm down. There's a lot of guys competing. Just let it go. Rico went Eli Manning on his wife. Oh, is that what Eli did? Because that's how I get down. If Shiloh starts ahead of those new DBs, then it's definitely nepotism. Yep. Promotion, not the best. KJ reminds me a ton of Hurts. No, I don't think KJ's achieved as much as Hurts, but the skill sets are similar. The conference is similar. I don't know if I can go there. Jalen Hurts was a quality man, dude. He was just a great teammate, great player. I'm not saying KJ's not. I can't go and anoint people that are similar. Nah. That's one of a kind, dude. Hurts is one of a kind. Should Alabama be nervous about Texas week 2? No, they shouldn't be nervous. They should be really focused. They beat them off a miracle last year, and they don't have that Heisman Trophy quarterback anymore. So, good luck. I think Texas wins that game. Bama should absolutely be worried. Yeah, not nervous, worried. True, Bama should have lost last year. Bama is poised to lose at least 2 games this year. I got them losing 3 to 4 games. True story. What do you think about Syracuse football this year? You think Dino Babers in the hot seat? He's definitely in the hot seat. And I think Syracuse has Schrader at quarterback. Good quarterback. Like him a lot. But losing your running back to the NFL is never a good thing, especially when he's carrying you. I think Syracuse has a down year. Somebody's got to have a down year, guys. Somebody in every conference has to have a down year, and I think it's Syracuse's turn. I think Dino Babers gets fired. If they have a good year and Dino keeps his job, he'll do well again. They have good players on the team, like on the depth chart. They're good. They've gotten some decent youthful players in the transfer portal. It's really weird. They're getting players in the transfer portal with 4 years of eligibility left. Like Coach Babers knows he's going to be there for a long time. I don't know. I don't understand it. I don't go to a school that I know the coach is going to get fired. Now, maybe you go because you'll get a free transfer. Once he gets fired, you can bounce. But it looks like he's getting fired. And kids are still going there. And these are not graduate transfers. These are kids with like 3 or 4 years of eligibility that are going to be there to develop. And, it's just weird to me. It's the weirdest thing I've seen. A struggling program recruiting and signing players for a long-term plan, not for a short-term fix. Right? It's the complete opposite of what Tom Allen's doing at Indiana. Tom Allen at Indiana is grabbing anything and everything that can help him graduate transfer-wise. And Babers is like, how many years you got? I only want 3-4-year guys transferring in. It's crazy. It's the right thing to do when you have a lot of time on your hands, when you have the trust of the organization. If you're Iowa, you're Kirk Ferentz, you're not going to get fired. That's what you do. But it's Syracuse, bro, and I don't know about Dino. I don't see the hype around him. Okay. The Joe Milton hype is real. The hype is real. The offense is real. I hope he's real. Do you think Brock Bowers could realistically be a number 1-2 pick next year? I think the Cardinals could end up with two top 3 picks. So Glaze, I don't make predictions like this. You don't know what teams are drafting, if teams need a tight end or not, if they need a quarterback or not. So there's no point in guessing at this kind of shit. You don't even know who's in the draft. You don't know what they need. You don't know if Brock Bowers gets injured next year for the whole year, tears his ACL, and then I just look, and then it's on recording and it's here for the whole world to see that I said, yeah, he's going to be a top 3 pick. I guarantee it. And then I lose credibility. So I don't do that. I don't make guesses like that. Nah. When Brock Bowers gets picked, he's just going to end up who picks 1 through 10. There's no chance he slips out of the top 10. You don't know who's drafting. You don't know what happens. There's a huge chance he drops out of the top 10. If he blows out his knee and he never plays again, he drops out of the top 10. And Sam Stewart will be on record for the history of time saying that he was going to be a top 10 guy, and Sam Stewart will be wrong. I can't afford to be wrong like that. I run a whole channel where Rico knows. I can't be uninformed on a topic and not know, or else I wouldn't be me. Alabama is at home versus Texas. Well, that doesn't matter. They could be at home all they want. Nobody in the stands can play for them. It's 11 guys on the field at a time. There's only 11 guys. Put your 11 dudes out there at any given time. It's not 22. It's not 45. It's not 85. It's 11. Let me know what 11 you got on the field right now. I'm going to put my 11 on the field, and we're going to see what happens. I'm telling you, the 11 you put on the field next year are not nearly as good as the ones you just had. It's not Will Anderson Jr. It's not a Heisman Trophy winner. It's not Jahmyr Gibbs. I just named 3 dudes that were drafted in the first 12 picks of the draft. First 14 picks of the draft, I'm sorry. 3 guys in the first 14? And you think they're going to be the same team? Just attack Caleb Downs, bro. Still won't matter as your bailout quarterbacks in the league. Yup, there you go. Somebody's paying attention. Somebody's paying attention. So, hey, you know what I think? I think my people who come in here every single day and watch my live streams, I think some of you guys are some of the smartest sports fans in the country. Some of you guys are just informed on the sport. And it's difficult for me to come and talk to you guys and be more informed. I'm up for the challenge every day. But I appreciate some of you guys for just knowing what the hell's going on. Steve is informed all the time. And I'm like, yo, he's sharp. Now, every now and then I got to pull it back on you guys and be like, yo, what's up? I still know I still know everything. But I respect the hell out of you guys. Some of you guys. Chris is informed. He knows what's up. A.D. Mitchell caught the game-winning touchdown versus Ohio State. Yeah, Joseph, we know, bro. Joseph, what is wrong with you? We saw the game. We know what he did. That doesn't make him the 3rd best wide receiver in the portal. A.D. Mitchell also only had 28 receptions in a 15-game season, meaning he averaged less than 2 receptions a game. Injuries or not. 28 receptions on a season, that's not enough production for me to anoint you anything, okay? Ask me my top 10 rankings for wide receivers for the NFL draft. Ask me my top 10, and let me tell you where JSN landed in my top 10. He didn't catch any passes, bro. He was not in my top 10. I'm not even playing. The whole world saw it. I don't care. You don't play football, I can't get down with you. Why is Travis number 1? Because that's a recruiting website. They don't know what they're doing. Who do you think starts at quarterback for Bama? Doesn't matter, but I think Buckner starts. Woo, damn pig. Woo. Hey, if you guys didn't know, woo, swine, pig, whatever. Woo, pig, swilly, silly, willy, whatever they say. That's an Arkansas phrase. That's an Arkansas thing. If you guys didn't know, it's equivalent of Roll Tide, War Eagle, Fight On. It's equivalent of all that shit. It's woo, something pig. It's something. I'm like, what the? I remember the first time I ever heard that, I was like, yo, what's wrong with these hillbillies, bro? Can you predict Texas's record this season? Yeah, they're going to win a lot of games, Joseph. I think Texas is going to win a lot of games. I listened to your dress review on the Dallas Cowboys. How do you think it will do this season? Matt Brewer, I have no idea. I haven't looked at their schedule. Has it even been released? I have no idea. I can't talk about it. I think that the NFC is prime for somebody to win because there's no quarterbacks in the NFC. There's like 4 good quarterbacks in the entire NFC. 4. So when you start looking at the NFC as a whole, you know, how are the Cowboys going to do? Well, if they don't do well, what am I supposed to say? If they don't do well, what do we do? They're going to make the playoffs? Look, NFC East, did they win the conference? Did they win the conference in the NFC East? Sorry, my computer just froze on me. Let me go back up here. I got to fix something. Did the Cowboys win the conference in the NFC East? If they did, they won't win it again because the champ of the NFC East has changed, I think, every single year for the last 15 years or something. Somebody fact check me on that. It's been a ton of years, and it's crazy. So I'm just saying. Somebody else is going to win that conference. Or was it the Eagles who won the conference? Well, then somebody else will win. I apologize. Thoughts on Wesley Grimes? Matthew Carter. Wesley Grimes, wide receiver at Wake Forest. What did he catch? Six receptions? Let me pull this up. Let's go. 6 receptions against VMI. Whoops. Wesley Grimes. Ooh, there we go. Hey, I've looked him up before. Uh-oh, I've looked him up before. 4 receptions. What did I say, 6? Oh, 6 yards against VMI. Ooh. VMI. I said 6. Hey, guys. That's me, dude. You guys don't want to step to me. I don't know what it is, but sometimes I get it wrong, and I'm still right. So, yeah, 6 yards against VMI is what I say. Yeah, what am I supposed to say about him? Right? Freshman, North Carolina. Okay. There's not much to him. You're hoping he's in the starting lineup? You're hoping he takes a A.T. Perry spot after he left? We'll see. We'll see if Griffiths can get him the ball. Dave Clawson's a great coach. Yes, I think he is a good coach, though. Let's make that very clear. I think he's a good coach. Who do you think is the best college football team of all time? Preston? I don't know. Everybody's going to say Alabama, but I think a lot of those national championships are disputed. I've done a lot of research on this. They're disputed. But, Notre Dame, USC, Alabama, Michigan, the Blue Bloods are all there. Pick one and roll. Thoughts on Jacob Roberts? Hey, Matthew Carter. So Jacob Roberts, if you guys don't know, transfer from the FCS, North Carolina A&T, complete stud, transferring to the ACC for his final year before he gets drafted. I like Jacob Roberts a lot. Looked at a lot of tape. I think he's a complete stud. Get excited for him. Everybody's going to talk about him like they knew him. They're going to pretend all this stuff. This is a good linebacker. I hope he goes in the first 4 or 5 rounds or so. So I hope he plays well next year. We'll see what happens. I meant draft review. Dallas has a doubt class. A draft class? You're talking about the draft? I've done a draft review on every single team. Go to TikTok, find NFL draft review playlist. It's at the top before my videos, at the very top, there's all these playlists. Find the NFL draft review playlist. I've done 31 teams. The only team left to do is the Redskins. I'll do them in the morning. Or what do they call them? The Washington Commanders. So I'll do that. So it is what it is. I won't be wrong on Bowers. Sam Stewart, you made such an amazing prediction. Brock Bowers, the greatest tight end prospect in the last 50 years, will be in the top 10 draft picks. Cool. You won't be wrong. Great job. I whooped the ass of a 9-year-old. There. Make another amazing prediction. That makes sense. Yep. Thank you, Glaze. Go Raging Cajun. Back to the top of the Sun Belt. I don't think so. Damian Gaspard, I don't think so. Personally, no. Did you see the clip of JSN burning Witherspoon? Yes, I saw the clip. Woo pig suey. There it is. But, yes, I saw the clip. That's what happens to DBs at practice. You're a defensive back at practice, you get burned. If you're an offensive lineman at practice, the defensive end gets to touch the quarterback with 2 hands, and it's a sack. Right? If you're a defensive lineman and you blow your assignment, it's a first down. If you're a DB and you blow your assignment, it's a touchdown. That's the consequences of the position. It's not a big deal. It happens every day at practice. DBs get beat every day. No big deal. What do you think of UGA's quarterback room and its effect on the team this season? Well, the team is going to be substandard. I apologize, Glaze. I've answered this question 100 times. I've talked about it between Beck, Vandergriff, and my boy. Man, how do I not remember their names right now? This is crazy because I talk about them all the time. But for me, I just don't think that they're at the caliber that they need to be as quarterbacks for Georgia. Dude, how am I not going to remember my guy's name? My favorite player. My Tim Tebow 2.0. What's wrong with me? Gunnar Stockton. I didn't even have to look it up. I know who I'm talking about. But, yeah, Carson Beck, Vandergriff, and Gunnar Stockton. So, for me, Gunnar Stockton is there. They don't even have a picture of Gunnar. I do live in Georgia. I know the team extremely well. I know every player on the team. I know every player on every Power 5 team, but I just, for whatever reason, I talk about it all the time, and I just blanked on you. I don't understand how I did that. I'm just sitting here just smiling like, what the frick is going on? Oh, well. I think they're going to struggle because of it, is Washington's turn. But they still have a really good team. Who are the 4 good quarterbacks? Who are the 4 good quarterbacks in the NFC? Based on your opinion, this seems like a rare year where they will repeat the poll. You guys know the 4 good quarterbacks in the NFC. Let it go. Thoughts on South Carolina? I think they're good. I like their coach. I like what Shane Beamer's doing. I hope they can hold on to all their good players, but I like what they're doing as a team. So I like South Carolina to upset some teams. I don't know if they're going to be consistent and win every week, but they're going to upset some people. I'm sorry if you already went about it. Yeah, I already talked about Diggs. Go back, start the podcast over. You can start the live stream over, set it to 1.25 or 1.5 playback speed. You'll catch back up to us, but I already talked about it. Yeah, top thoughts on South Carolina. Never repeat your question, B. Jeter. Never repeat your question. I will get to every single line. Miami was pretty solid, and based on first-round picks, probably in convo for one of the best college teams. Miami was pretty solid, and based on first-round picks, draft picks, probably in convo for one of the best college teams. I'm confused by what you just said, Steve. Are you talking about Miami, the Dolphins, are one of the best college teams? Because if so, that might be true. I'm friends with Thrash. Bro's a baller. I've been telling anybody who listens, look out for him. Yeah, Glaze. Jamari Thrash is the truth and always has been. Shout out to Georgia State. Ryan Cohen bought $10 million worth of GameStop shares. Can't stop, won't stop. GameStop, baby. Whoo, he's just trying to get you guys motivated. Thank you for the $5, Funny Spider. That's funny, guys. Hey, man. Playing that violin while the ship is sinking. That's real. Top, thoughts on the Steelers. I already gave my opinion on the Steelers draft. I think they have a great coach in Tomlin, and good luck. Good luck. You need a good quarterback. I don't know if Pickett's that guy. You acting like I would be wrong. Stuart, I'm not acting like anything. I'm saying there are cases where people get injured, and then you would be wrong. I'm acting like I would never want to be wrong. NFC isn't loaded like the AFC. Correct. You wrote NFC quarterbacks. You wrote NFC quarterbacks. These guys are bad. And you put them in an order I don't understand. That's even worse. Dak Prescott is almost thrown for 5,000 yards in a season. You might want to fix that. Kirk Cousins is worlds better than Derek Carr every day of the week, twice on Sunday. And that's the day they play games. Goff at this moment in time is better than Stafford. Yeah. Yeah, this list is crazy, Chris. Chris, I just said you were doing well. Opinion on John Rice Plumlee. Rewind it. I just talked about him literally 10 minutes ago, maybe 30. It is what it is. Crack kills, Rico. Yep. Murray won't play this year. That's what's up. Looking like I'm still giving Stafford an edge based on his Hall of Fame career. That's fair. Hurricanes circa 2001. Oh, yeah, they're really good. Has your opinion on JSN changed based on the landing spot and the fact that it will be matched up with lesser DBs due to Lockett and Metcalf? No, Ryan Bruner. It's the same thing I've always said. I think he is a good slot receiver that you would take in the third round, like Josh Downs, right? I think he's the same way. The fact that he has help at the NFL level and he found himself on an advantageous position, more power to him. That's great and all. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't change my rating of him or my assessment of him. He's not a franchise player. He's just a good slot receiver. You feel me? So that's how it's going to be, and that's how it's going to stay. Keep up the hustle, Rico. Thank you very much, Funny Spider. I'm hustling every single day. Hey, Rico, C.J. Hicks and Sony Styles breakout year. I can't make predictions for breakout years. I shouldn't. I can't go there. But I appreciate you, Sincere Miles. I appreciate you. Rico, what's your thoughts on Jalen Hurts? None. You see Cromartie breaking the starting lineup? No, not breaking the starting lineup. I see him contributing, special teams, whatever. I see him competing, but not breaking the starting lineup. No, most 5-stars don't break the starting lineup, guys. They just don't. They show up in their depth. Trust me. That's why we see so many 5-stars hitting the transfer portal. They show up in their depth. There's really good corners. Who do you think will win the NFC West? I don't even know who's in the NFC West. Matter of fact, do you think Lamar would put up better numbers than Jalen if he was with the Eagles quarterback? No, I don't think he'd play the whole season. I think he'd be injured at some point. NFL running back situation is simply supply and demand. There's a surplus of good running backs. Will they ever get paid again? No, Larocco Glaze. No, running backs will never get paid again. Not the way they're structured right now. Nope. They will never get paid again. Running backs are moving to wide receiver as youth, and running back is just not a thing anymore. Not the way people envision it. Not the way it used to be. Thanks, everyone, for joining in. Interesting questions. Hit the like and subscribe button. Thank you very much. I don't see Cremani playing this year. DB's stacked. He needs to get in the weight room and get stronger. Yep. Love the content. Thank you very much. Okay, let's move over here and let me tell you guys what I wanted to talk about. There's a Major League Baseball team changing the start of their game because of a Taylor Swift concert. I'm just curious. Do they think that there's going to be people that are doubling up at the concert and then going to the game? I think Swifties are baseball fans, or the inverse. I think baseball fans are Taylor Swift fans, because there's no other way you can be a baseball fan unless you sing songs like Shake It Off. Okay? Shout out to Taylor Swift. Maybe she has a lot of traffic. I don't care. Transfer portal, really important, guys. Michigan State got a DB. Terry Roberts. Remember, he transferred from Iowa to Miami in the winter. It didn't work out, and now he transferred to Michigan State. So he's going back to the Big Ten, where he's known, where he's wanted, and obviously Michigan State needed help in the defensive backfield. Terry Roberts is headed there. Another transfer that flipped, well, not Lloyd. Was that the one I wanted to talk about? That might be the only other one. I already made a video today talking about Derek LeBlanc. Somebody asked me about him last night. Catch the video, find it. It's on YouTube and TikTok. Phil Steele came out with his preseason All-American list, just so we know. I don't trust anything Phil Steele says, but everybody else agrees. And some of the preseason list, if you guys want to go on Twitter and look it up, just a bunch of dudes, preseason for every single conference, okay? You can see who he put on the list, who he thinks is going to be good. I don't know if it's an individual person, but there's Aiden Robbins right there, the UNLV transfer to BYU. He thinks he's going to be a first-team all-Big 12 running back. That's an interesting take. I'm excited for it. Good for him. But, yeah, they put it out. Phil Steele put out his stuff, so more power to him. And then they talked about something I talked about the other day. They finally wrote a story about it 12 minutes ago. They wrote a story about Malik Cunningham going to wide receiver, like I told you he would, the next Julian Edelman. Malik Cunningham's going to be the next Julian Edelman. I said it first. Now all these guys are writing stories about it. I think they watch Rico Knows in my content. Busters, bruh. Busters. Who's the best mobile quarterback in college football? The best mobile quarterback in college football is John Rice Plumlee, KJ Jefferson, or Frank Harris. That's 3. I like those 3. I'm probably missing some because I'm going so fast in my mind, but I like those 3 right there. You think Oscar Delp gets playing time as the number 2 tight end this year? Yeah, he got playing time last year. Yeah, I think Oscar Delp's filling in for Darnell Washington. We'll see what he does. I'm in here most days, and I feel like I've been following your journey since the fall of last year. Good work, Rico. Many people would love to be in a similar position, but you put in the work. Yeah, Ryan Brunner. You know, Ryan Brunner, there's something important that we could talk about before I move on and before I roll out tonight. And that's, there's a lot of people who think they could be a content creator for a living. There's a lot of people who think they can talk sports and debate sports. I've had my run-in with guys who write me and they're like, I just want some help and just want to do this. Why are you being so mean to me? And I'm not. Some of us are naturally gifted and can do this. And then some of us are wired for this and some of us aren't. I think I'm wired for it. I think this is what I'm supposed to be doing with my life. And that's why I'm doing it. So shout out to me. Made it a profitable career within 6 months. And this is the bottom. So shout out to those of you guys who are supporting us from day one and helping us build and grow. But it's from the bottom up, and we're going to be at the top. And we're going to take this thing over when we're done. I have no doubt in my mind, if I stick with this for 2 to 3 years, are you kidding me? Where am I going to be in 2 to 3 years? I think about that every night before I go to bed. It's not just a dream. It's a goal. I just told you guys about this. I work towards my goals every single day. I did so much research today in preparation for a 2-hour show that I don't know what questions you guys are going to ask me. That's the hardest part of my job, is I don't know what the questions are going to be, and I have to be able to look at those questions and intelligently speak about every single player on your favorite team anywhere in the country at any given moment, and I can't afford to miss. And that's not easy. There's nobody doing it. Nobody doing what I'm doing. Rapid-fire questions from anyone in the country on any topic, on any sport, at any given day, at any time. Show up, put up. There's no way around it. You don't see me typing, trying to get answers, none of that. There's no trick to this. I'm not a magician with a magic trick. It's no illusion. It's real hard work. It's genuine talent. And so I appreciate those of you who recognize it and understand it. And for the haters, they just stay uninformed. Because not everybody knows. But Rico knows.
I do this for my father, who I've only seen from time to time in my dreams. I do this for you. I do this for my mother, who's finally clean, no longer a fan. I do this for you. I do this for my sister, my wife and my kids, cause they part of the team. I do this for all the naysayers and haters who made me one of the greatest. I know it kills you inside, that's why I do this for you. I do this for my father, who I've only seen from time to time in my dreams. I do this for you. I do this for my mother, who's finally clean, no longer a fan. I do this for you. I do this for my sister, my wife and my kids, cause they part of the team. I do this for all the naysayers and haters who made me one of the greatest. I know it kills you inside, that's why I do this for you.
I do this for the kids who sit a bit outside the mix, who maybe cope through humor just to fit in for a bit, who never let the world know when depression's setting in. To all of those who know you, that impression don't exist. And it ain't counterfeit, it's just a way to counter it. I'm living things I dreamed about, I still encounter it. It ain't something that a cigarette or alcohol can fix, but all because of it, I flipped it quick, went on to write some hits. This a success, off another breath. This the first step in searching to be nothing less than be the best in what you do to prove their strength in being you. Learn so much in chasing dreams that I never would in school. Depends on where your passion lie, just no passion never lie. Life presents distractions, but your actions have to fortify the things that you believe in. Have to scream it like a battle cry and leave the ones who didn't looking stupid while they're asking why. Couldn't lie, I really do this for the ones I love. Those who treat the music as a vice and lyrics like a drug. Those who need advice on how to lift their spirit high enough to break out of the box they make of lives they know aren't good enough. Just because it's how it is don't mean it's how it has to be. This is what the uninspired testifiers fail to see. Jealousy results from being that which others fail to be. And if it means you're not with me, that honestly sounds fair to me.
I do this for my father, who I've only seen from time to time in my dreams. I do this for you. I do this for my mother, who's finally clean, no longer a fan. I do this for you. I do this for my sister, my wife and my kids, cause they part of the team. I do this for all the naysayers and haters who made me one of the greatest. I know it kills you inside, that's why I do this for you.
Do this for my mother, she'll be working for the summer. Do this for my father, cause these days I often wonder what my life would have been like if I was not adopted. To grow up in a home where I was treated like a problem. I don't know, it's just a guess. Your guess probably good as mine. Lucky that I grew up in a home that wanted me to shine. Lucky that I grew up around some mountains we were taught to climb. Without that inspiration, I don't think that this would be my life. Do this for my friends who've scattered all across the country now. I'm out in Sweden walking back through life so I can write it down. Make a living off the sound, so crazy to say out loud. I'm the biggest thing since Travis Rice to come up out the town. Sorry, gotta stunt a little. Used to have my dreams belittled, but it's all a part of it. I know people's minds are fickle, lines between reality and dreams I blur like faded nights. Come up been so good for me, I wish that I could make it twice.
I do this for my father, who I've only seen from time to time in my dreams. I do this for you. I do this for my mother, who's finally clean, no longer a fan. I do this for you. I do this for my sister, my wife and my kids, cause they part of the team. I do this for all the naysayers and haters who made me one of the greatest. I know it kills you inside, that's why I do this for you.
With Shopify's mobile app, you can handle your business anywhere. Add and edit products, refresh your online store, and more, all on the go. Shopify, your all-in-one commerce platform.
Some wireless companies think they can inflate one of these and distract you from their inflated prices. But at Mint Mobile, we thought you'd prefer if we deflate the cost of unlimited. So this one will never see the light of day. All right,
money gone, fuck friends. I need a homie that know me when all these motherfucking cops be on me. I got problems, ain't nobody calling back. Now what the fuck is happening with my ball and cat? Remember me, I'm your homie that was down the brawl, sipping Hennessy, hanging with the clowns and all. We used to do is drink, brew, screw, and come and knew we had bitches by the dozens. We fucking cousins, you can throw your middle finger if you feel me low. A nigga just got paid and we still was broke. It took time, but finally the cash was mine. All the rewards of a hustler stuck in the ground. Look around, and all I see is snakes and fakes, just like scavengers waiting to take a hustler's pay. And when you stuck, where the fuck is all your friends? They straight busted and can't be trusted. Fuck y'all. Fuck all y'all. Fuck all y'all. I'm sipping Tangeray and juicing what's the juice, cause I'm a hopeless thug. Ain't no love, reminiscing on how close we was way back in the day, before they put the crack in the way. Hey, how much money can you stack in a day? It's getting rough, collect calls from my niggas in cuffs. I recollect we used to ball, now just living's enough. I stand tall in the winter, summer, spring, and fall. Thug for life, sprawled all across the wall and all. About my dollars, make me wanna holler, drop an album, sell a million, give a fuck about tomorrow. I know it's getting crazy after dark, these mobs keep on huffing and puffing, ain't no fear in my heart. What's going on in the ghetto, still struggling, strive. I still roll with the heater, smoking chocolate top. In 94, I'll be going solo. Too many problems of my own, so I'm rolling dolo. Fuck all y'all. I went from rags to riches, quick to socializing with the baddest bitches. Went from a bucket to a rag with switches. I'm seeing death around the corner. I'm bumping Gloria, doing 90 cause I wanna. I'm getting high like I said it was some chocolate time mixed with some Indonesia. Watch me fry, and even though I know the cops behind me, hit the weed enough, I continue doing 90. Will I get caught? Another ticket, get the kick it in court. Fuck the law, give a shit, I'm even worse than before. I know they wanna see a nigga buried, but I ain't worried, still throwing these things. Got me locked in these chains, and hey nigga, what the fuck is you wailing about? Soon as I hit the cell, I'll be bailing out. And when I hit the streets, I'm in the rush the ball. I'm screaming thug like nigga, fuck y'all. Fuck all y'all, man. Fuck all y'all. I need nobody. Fuck all y'all. Fuck all the hard copy and First Edition, Daily News, New York Post, all those motherfuckers. Fuck all y'all. Fuck 'em.
Here we go, we're gonna send this one out to the old school. All these motherfuckers in the Bronx and Brooklyn and Staten Island, Queens, and all the motherfuckers that laid it down, the foundation, you know what I'm saying? Number love for the old school, that's what we're gonna do this one for, you feel me?
Can't go with some DVDs and shit.
I remember Mr. Magic Flash, Grandmaster Cass, LL raising hell, but and if it lasts every year, Kim was the shit to me. I flipped to see a Junkie Fresh show with Ricky G and Better was putting in work. And Chuck Chill had my homies on the hill getting ill when shit was real. What I still remember raw with Daddy Kane when De La Soul was putting potholes in the game. I can't explain how it was. Houdini had me pumping on that Buddha King buzz. Cause there I was, them block parties in the projects and on my block. And took your don't stop sipping on that by the side. And put my speaker print deeper and MC Light. It's in the tracks of chaos to get me through the night. With Tiller Rock and Man John, this is the design. Remember Pizza with the bond shit, nothing like the old school. Nothing like the old school. Nothing like the old school. It ain't nothing like the old school. I had shell toes and BBDs. I kill the creases out my leaves when I hit the streets. I bang a skelly ring a levy on catch a kiss. Before the homies in my hood learned to smack a bitch. I remember way back the week they had too many seeds in the trade bag. I'm on the train heading uptown, freestyling with some wild kids from uptown. Profiling cause the hoop keep me staring. Second what a niggas wearing. I'm wondering the path ahead. I remember sick ball, Uncle Hoopie's on the wall. I'm taking leaks on the steps, sinking up the hall. Through my childhood, wild as a juvenile. A young nigga trying to stay away from like as hell. Me and my homies breaking nights, trying to keep it true. Out on the roof, sipping 90 proof, ain't nothing like the old school. Ain't nothing like the old school. Ain't nothing like the old school. Hey, Rich, ain't nothing like the motherfucking old school, nigga. And I know you kinda like reminiscing when I just freak it to you like that. So why don't you flip that shit for these motherfuckers and like, you know, really just let them see how you picture the old school. Cause it ain't the same for every motherfucker, you feel me? So take us back, nigga. Remember popping and locking and Curtis Blow, the name belts, and Scotland Rock the Super Hole back in Latin quarters. When Slick Rick was flicking Lottie Dottie, came in the hoochies at the neighborhood block parties. I remember break dancing the Melly Bell, tickling high LL when he rocked the bells. Forget the TV, I'm about to hit the streets and do graffiti. Be careful, don't let the transit cops see me. Ain't nothing like the old school. It ain't nothing like the old school. It ain't nothing like the old school. Hey, on the real though, ain't nothing like the old school.
Aesthetics are an important part of how I work. My name is Marisol Arteaga. I do contemporary women's wear. Having a desk and chair that are white, it just allows me to be able to sit and have a blank space and to put colors on. It just becomes like a backdrop for my thinking. My ergonomic desk from Office Depot has been great. Being able to stand and sketch has been really helpful. I can't function without having some place that is just only my work.
If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, ride your bike.
If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it.
If you're happy and you know it, smile big and bright.
Thousands of kids just like me are happy every day.
And it's all because of generous people like you who support Shriners Hospitals for Children every month.
Because of people like you, Shriners Hospitals for Children is able to make an everyday miracle happen for kids like me.
Your monthly gift today could change your life forever. Because of you.
We are happy and we know it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Please call or go online right now to give. If operators are busy, please wait patiently. We're going to lovetotherescue.org right away.
They'll never take me alive. I'm getting high with my 4-5. Cocked on these suckers, time to die. Even as a youngster, causing ruckus on the back of the bus. I was a fool all through high school, kicking up dust. eloped and ready to get my slug on. I load my clip and slip my motherfucking gloves on. I ain't scared to blast on these suckers if they test me. Trust, I got my Glock, cop player if they press me. Bust some motherfuckers with a passion. Better duckers, I ain't looking with them. Blasting, I'm a nothing, drinking Hennessy and getting high on the lookout for my enemies. Don't wanna die, tell me why, cause the stress getting major. A buck 50 across the face with my razor. What can I do but be a thug until I'm dead and gone? I keep my brain on the game and stay headstrong. These sorry bastards wanna kill me in my sleep. I'm really cannot see, and every day it's just a struggle. Steady thugging on the streets and I've been ballin'.
I put the top down, now it's time to floss my shit. Keep your head up, nigga, make these motherfuckers suffer. Up in the bins, burning rubber. The money is mandatory. The hose is for the stress. This criminal lifestyle. Equipped with the bulletproof vest. Make sure your eyes is on the meal ticket. Get your money, motherfucker.
YouTube Music Premium is an experience that gives you complete control of your music. So you can listen ad-free, download music for offline play, and keep your songs playing in the background. Get YouTube Music Premium.
You all appreciate it. When I was young, me and my mama had beef, 17 years old, kicked out on the streets. Though back at the time, I never thought I'd see her face. Ain't a woman alive that could take my mama's place. Suspended from school, I'm scared to go home. I was a fool with the big boys, breaking all the rules. Shedding tears with my baby sister. Over the years, we was poor than other little kids. And even though we had different daddies, the same drama when things went wrong, we blame mama. I reminisce on the stress I caused. It was hell, hugging on my mama from a jail cell. And who thinking elementary? Hey, I see the penitentiary one day. Running from the police, that's right. Mama catch me, put a whoop into my backside. And even as a crack fiend, mama, you always was a black queen, mama. I finally understand for a woman it ain't easy trying to raise a man. You always was committed, a poor single mother on welfare. Tell me how you did it, there's no way I can pay you back. But the plan is to show you that I understand. You all appreciate it. Dear mama, you all appreciate it. Now ain't nobody tell us it was fair. No love from my daddy cause the coward wasn't there. He passed away and I didn't cry cause my anger wouldn't let me feel for a stranger. They say I'm wrong and I'm heartless, but all along I was looking for a father, he was gone. I hung around with the thugs, and even though they sold drugs, they showed a young brother love. I moved out, started really hanging. I needed money of my own, so I started slanging. I ain't guilty cause even though I sell rocks, it feels good putting money in your mailbox. I love paying rent when the rent's due. I hope you got the diamond necklace that I sent to you. Cause when I was low, you was there for me. You never left me alone because you cared for me. And I can see you coming home after work late. You're in the kitchen trying to fix us a hot plate. You're just working with the scraps you was given. And mama made miracles every Thanksgiving. But now the road got rough, you're alone. You're trying to raise two bad kids on your own. And there's no way I can pay you back. But my plan is to show you that I understand. You all appreciate it. And dear mama, you all appreciate it. block. The bus stops, niggas was calling cops, people shot, nobody stopped. I wonder when the world stopped. Damn it, last night you get shot while the whole block's down. I will never understand this society. But they try to murder me, then they lie to me. Product of a Don Breed, all my homies try to be. Now the little baby's crazy, based off fantasy. Tell me when my enemies flee when they see me. Even thugs gotta learn to take it easy. Listen, through the intermission, stretch a heart for a plan. We turn it backwards to grown me. It's on again, I give a holler to my niggas in the darkest corners. Roll a perfect blunt and let me spark it for you. One love for my thug nigga, rolling with a posse full of paranoid drug dealers. To the end, my friend, I'm seeing nothing but my dream coming true while I'm staring at the world through my rear view. See, I'm seeing nothing but my dreams coming true while I'm staring at the world through my rear view. They got me staring at the world through my rear view. Go and baby, scream to God, he can't hear you. I can feel your heart beating fast, guess it's time to die. Getting high, watch the time fly. And all my motherfuckers staring at the world through my rear view. Go and baby, scream to God, he can't hear you. I can feel your heart beating fast, guess it's time to die. Getting high, watch the time fly. Now you see him, now you don't. Some niggas be here for the moment, and then they gone. What happened to him? Well, let's see. It seems to be a mystery. But all I know, I never let the money get to me. Stay down like the truest thug life until I check out this bitch. I thought you knew this. Who was gonna catch me when I fall or even care to? Why you thinking I see you lost up in my rear view? Hair view is down with them outlaws. Outcasts left far, a few like southpaws. But still we keep mashing till our dreams come through. Staring at the world through my rear view. Now I was raised a young black male. In order to get paid, crack sales. Caught a nigga, so they send me to these overpack jails. In a cell, counting days in this living black hell. Do you feel me? Keys to ignition, use it to discretion. Roll with a 12-gauge pump for protection. Niggas hate me in this section from years of chin checking. Turn the Smith and Wesson war weapons. Heavenly Father, I'm a soldier. I'm getting hotter cause the world's getting colder. Baby, let me hold ya. Talk to my guns like they fly bitches. All you beggars supposed to run. Look at my bitches. Now I know the answers to the question. Do dreams come true? Still staring at the world through my rear view. I said now I know the answers. Do dreams come true? Staring at the world through my rear view.
Watch comedies and so much more. Official movies and TV now on YouTube.
Hey yo. Turn it up loud. Hey man. You a little sucker for love, Rock. Word up. For love. I should've seen you was trouble right from the start. Taught me so many lessons. How not to mess with broken hearts. So many questions. When this began, we was the perfect match, perhaps. We had some problems, but we working at it. And now the arguments are getting loud. I wanna stay, but I can't help from walking out. Let's throw it away. Just take my hand and understand. If you could see, I never planned to be a man. It just wasn't me. But now I'm searching for commitment and other arms. I wanna shelter you from harm. Don't be alarmed. Your attitude was the cause. You got me stressing.
guess I'm leaving. I'm out the door, never no more will you see me. This is the end, cause now I know you've been cheating. I'm a sucker for love. Do for love. Damn, sucker for love.
I see no changes. Wake up in the morning and I ask myself, it's like